Good Sunday morning to you here on Atlanta News First Plus. Thanks for joining us on this almost Sunday afternoon. First Alert meteorologist Isaac Williams here with an update on the forecast. It is a little gloomy out there today, but the heavy rain and the storms that we had earlier this weekend, yesterday evening and Friday night, they are out of the picture for the time being. But I want to give you an update on two new First Alert weather days next week. Wednesday and Thursday, the next strong cold front is going to bring us additional rain and storms. The timing's still a little bit iffy. This is why we went with both days at the moment, just to put them both on your radar in case the system speeds up or it slows down. And we're going to talk more about that when I show you some Futurecast models here in just a few minutes. This almost afternoon, late this Sunday morning, we've got a cloudy Midtown skyline. We did actually catch the later sunrise this morning. If you were watching Atlanta News First Sunday morning earlier today on TV, we actually captured a brief but really vibrant sunrise, kind of peeking through the clouds. Again, the sunrise time obviously later today, thanks to the time change overnight. Hopefully everybody's clocks are all updated. Probably a lot of your devices auto-updated. My car did not, but phone and watch, of course, did. And we're off to a later sunset time today. The sunset time, I believe, in Atlanta today is 7:39, whereas yesterday it obviously was an hour before that. So will we see a lot of sun today? Probably not, but at least we have the sun up tucked behind the clouds this morning. And in terms of rain today, we are still going to see maybe, I think, a few showers out there. In fact, let's bring in First Alert radar. Very isolated light showers continuing kind of across all of North Georgia. Gainesville seeing some activity. Cobb County seeing some activity. Then down to the south and east of the city, Covington through Rockdale County and through Henry County, Newton County seeing some of this as well toward Eatonton, and then farther south, Pike Upson and Lamar County seeing some light rain as well. The bigger picture, kind of seeing how things are moving. Things are still moving from west to east, but notice back in Alabama, we don't see anything super heavy, and while I can't rule out some very brief downpours well after lunch today, big storms are not expected. I think a lot of the atmosphere's energy that we had yesterday is all sort of used up, and today is not going to be a repeat of the past couple of days, even though we're still waiting on the cold front to pass through. You can see that's back to the west in Alabama and Mississippi. And really, the cold front isn't going to make it all the way through Georgia. That's why we're actually not expecting a whole lot of change past today. So today is going to be a day where it's obviously going to be cooler. We're not going to see 80s today, at least in North Georgia, thanks to the clouds and spotty rain. But we've had two record-breaking temperatures yesterday and Friday, and really Thursday tied it. So we've had 3 days in a row of record highs. We won't get there today, but back to upper 70s, and then we'll see some 80s again next week. So we're not done with the record highs just yet. But a stronger front next week is going to change things up for us, at least a little bit toward the end of the week. We've got high pressure kind of coming in, but this is going to be very short-lived. Notice the entire Gulf Coast really is unsettled this morning from just outside of Tallahassee, so making your way toward the Florida Gulf Coast, then back through in and around New Orleans and Baton Rouge, and then just off the coast of Houston, the upper Texas coast, even some showers down toward the middle and south part of Texas's coast. So a lot of Gulf moisture is lingering, and it's going to be flung back northward over the course of the next few days, and that's going to set the stage for additional storms in the south tomorrow and a stronger storm system on Wednesday that we will get to here in a minute. Right now, this morning, temperatures are still in the 60s. So yesterday at this hour, even with some clouds that we had yesterday, we were already past 70. So again, it will be a noticeably cooler day, but it's still going to be kind of damp and humid through the course of the day today with highs near 70. You can see 20 to 30% chances of rain, maybe an occasional interval of sun later today. And again, I'm not expecting crazy rain amounts today, but maybe a brief downpour, some spotty light rain. Just keep that umbrella if you're about to head out for lunch or some errands this afternoon. You'll need it because light rain will be kind of coming and going for the rest of the day. The severe weather outlook into the rest of this afternoon and tonight, you can see a marginal level 1 risk from eastern South Carolina through coastal North Carolina. So no storms expected today in Georgia, and even if they do form, at least over South Georgia, not expected to be severe. So we are looking at a break in severe weather potential anyway. And thankfully, we actually escaped yesterday without severe thunderstorm warnings, but we did have some storms that were capable of some hail and some wind yesterday evening. But again, thankfully, nothing rose to classic severe limits. For Futurecast the rest of the day. You can see through the evening, spotty rain shower will continue, but we may see some fog tomorrow morning. And then for tomorrow afternoon, we're going to be watching back to the west. We've seen this model a couple of times kind of paint on some storms in Mississippi and Alabama. And yesterday on Atlanta News First Plus, it kind of moved them right through Atlanta. All morning, this model has not shown this happening. So the fact that it does show a little bit more of this, again, this is why we kept a 30% chance of spotty storms tomorrow afternoon and evening. It's entirely possible that what you see here on the screen will be closer to Montgomery and maybe Columbus, Georgia, but it could be a little bit farther north. So we're still keeping a chance at some spotty storms Monday evening across North Georgia, but a good portion of the day tomorrow does look fairly dry. Unsettled weather may continue into the Tuesday time frame. So this is Tuesday morning, and notice some spotty storms will continue. So we still have a 30% chance of a stray storm or two Tuesday as well, but definitely the main story is the next big chance of rain is Wednesday into Thursday. But don't be caught off guard if we see a couple of storms Monday night and again on Tuesday. But again, I'd say about this point, at least greater than 50% of both of those days should be dry. Speaking of Tuesday, back to the west, where we're looking back toward the plains and the Midwest, we have a level 2 to level 3 risk of severe weather. This runs from west and central Texas all the way through Missouri and into areas near Chicago. So this is a system that I mentioned that's going to bring us higher rain chances Wednesday, Thursday. Tuesday, we have no threat for severe weather, at least in Georgia, but back to the west, we do note that fairly wide area of storms, and that's the system that's going to, again, bring us higher rain chances. This is the European model. Clearly, through 11 o'clock, it shows almost no concern, but I have a suspicion it might speed things up, and even if it doesn't, Wednesday night, kind of heading to bed, we're going to be seeing storms move into North and West Georgia, and this model shows the best chance of strong weather happening overnight. Again, keep in mind this could slow down or speed up, so that's why we went ahead and just gave you Wednesday and Thursday as first alerts, just so that you can keep ahead of it, either if it happens Wednesday evening and clears out Thursday, or if it slows up and most of Wednesday's dry, then we may have issues Thursday morning on the drive. So clearly, this is going to be a pretty dynamic system. I'm seeing signs that this could bring some at least low-end severe weather potential to North Georgia. We've got a lot of moisture. We've got some pretty decent wind energy coming in. Thankfully, if this timing holds, the instability of the atmosphere won't be super high, and maybe we dodge a big severe weather threat here. But keep in mind, March and April are our peak time frames to see severe weather here in the state, and this system certainly has our attention. We'll be watching it closely, keeping you posted in the First Alert Weather app and right here on ANF+. Regardless here, even if we do see some storms linger into Thursday morning, it looks like they will be clearing out fairly quickly through the day. A brief drop-off in temperature is on the way, though, with temperatures dropping off into the upper 50s potentially by Thursday afternoon. Here is a look at rain totals. Again, anywhere from 1 to 2, maybe 3 inches of rain. This is counting basically from the rest of this afternoon all the way through Thursday night. So this is all not going to fall at one point. But I mentioned we have a chance of storms Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday night into Thursday. So all 4 of those chances add up to maybe 1 to 2+ inches of rain between now and next Thursday night. So we definitely still need the rain. We've gotten a decent amount the past couple days. Certainly we need it, and hopefully our ongoing drought begins to at least subside just a little bit. Excuse me, but notice on Wednesday, 84 degrees, so record high temperatures again. That's going to be one of the warmest days, in fact. Then we go to 59 Thursday, so with some wind, that's going to be a little bit of a shock here. So, and then we go down to the low 40s by Thursday night. So this is going to be a very brief intrusion of chilly air, but we've been breaking records for days now, and we will probably do it again Wednesday at least of this week. The record for Wednesday is 82. And right now I'm forecasting 84. So keep that in mind. The heat that we've been seeing recently is obviously not done. It's given us that last push of rain and storms. Now, beyond Thursday, I don't see big rain chances maybe until around St. Patrick's Day. So it looks like we may get a bit more of a break heading into this upcoming weekend, which, of course, leads into St. Patrick's Day. And it is the Atlanta St. Patrick's Day Parade next Saturday. And you can see from noon to 1:30, I believe, is the time. Or maybe it starts at 1:30. Regardless, it's going to be beautiful and lots of sunshine, highs in the 70s. Next Saturday's weather looks absolutely gorgeous. So does next Friday after starting off in the low 40s. I do want to bring out Friday's temperatures for you and show you that some of you may be close to freezing up in the mountains Friday morning. 32 in Blairsville is what's showing there. 39 in Gainesville, 38 in Canton, 41 here in the city, and then we bounce back to 68, which is actually pretty close to normal for early to mid-March. But again, we're going to be bouncing right back into the middle 70s. So even if Thursday's front maybe not quite as strong, we do still see a sign of that brief chilly air intrusion before things start to rebound through the rest of next weekend. But keep that umbrella handy today. Some spotty rain through the course of the day today, and then those spotty storms into Monday and Tuesday of next week. And then we'll be watching Wednesday night into Thursday for some heavier rain and storm potential, possible severe weather, and then a brief cooler air intrusion there, highs back in the 60s Friday, and then bounce back into the mid-70s next Saturday.
Thank you for watching ANF Plus. For more breaking news, live coverage, and your community stories, download the Atlanta News First app. You can also watch us on YouTube, Roku, Apple TV, and Fire TV. To join the conversation on YouTube Live, visit our channel and hit subscribe. You can also listen to the Atlanta News First podcast by searching Atlanta News First on your preferred listening platform.